Hi everyone and welcome to another Nikon D750 video. This is going to be a quick 5-minute video, I would have thought. This is on how well the camera shoots JPEGs out of the camera, exposure and mainly high ISOs. All these shots are straight out of the camera, the high JPEG setting, and they're straight out of the camera. Default noise reduction I think is just on normal. And as you can see, here's the first shot. Again, what we notice straight away, focused in the centre of this flower here. Focus is brilliant, tack sharp. But you'll see, again, it's lost the highlights, which I don't really care about. But anyway, I'll shut up about that. But here's ISO 1600, which is, I'll just go a bit bigger. So we'll go to ISO 1600. Now we'll go to ISO for 36,000. I focused here on the YN600 video light. By the way, I'm going to review that shortly, but a quick little spoiler. It's awesome. If you're looking for a good powerful light, buy it. And that concludes the review on that. Again, ISO 6400 f2.4. The settings don't really matter, but you can see all out of the camera. I'll just shrink the thing. You can see there's no editing been done on any whatsoever. And I mean, at 6400, there's just no noise whatsoever. It looks like 100. Absolutely phenomenal. ISO 4000, looking tack sharp at f2.5. ISO 128,000. And there's no real, I mean, when I'm going from that one, again, the metering really doing a good job. Blowing out a few bits of the highlights, but to me, that's a good exposure. And look at that. ISO 128,000 out of the camera. Let's just make the screen big. Look at the size of that. I'm sure that'd print out 20 by 30. No worries. 7,200. Just having a little look at these blacks near the Sigma box. And there's absolutely, you can just see a little bit of artifacting where it's gone from a RAW file to a JPEG. That's all in the camera. Well, no, not a RAW file. Just the way the camera's compressed it. 128,000 again. Absolute stunning. Really is stunning. 128,000. 256,000. There's your 128 and there's your 256. Let's just zoom in. We'll go to 128. Don't get me wrong. Just bring that there. There's your 128, which is really like 100 ISO, 200 ISO. Now, 256, you can see a little bit of noise, but I mean, it is absolutely, it's no worse than maybe 800 on a 70D or 60D, you know. It's absolutely, you just wouldn't even care. And I mean, and that is ISO 256,000. I can't understand why I'd ever be that high up. 128 would be, you could be up there if you had cracked glass, meaning if you had to shoot at 5.6. I mean, that were pitch black in that corner, apart from a little bit of lamplight on the left. And we've still shot it at 5.6 at 60th of a second at ISO 128,000. We're going up on the ISO now. Again, though, that is still acceptable. I mean, I won't want to do a portrait with it, but if I had to shoot a wedding at that ISO, I'd do it. A few of them would turn out black and white, to be fair, but I'd do it. 512,000. It is really starting to see a bit of noise in these corners now, but not. I mean, Jesus, it is usable. If you had to use it, it's usable. I mean, 128,000 really does shine. If we come in here and then we look at the LED box, look at that. You won't want to use that. You can really see now. Oops. You can really see now. But 128,000 ISO. Look at the cleanness of it. I mean, Jesus Christ. Couple this camera with my good lenses, I'd never had to go up there, and you're always just going to have clean images no matter what they're like. 100 auto ISO, by the way, it was in 114,000, 512,000. Really is, you really wouldn't want to use that. It'd have to be a matter of life and death. But I mean, big difference to 306,000. I mean, that is getting acceptable now. And 220, I mean, look at that, focused here on the badge. 114, 128, honest to God, it's, I mean, go big. It really is. Let's go full screen. Look at ISO 128,000. And a JPEG as well. I mean, so it has had a bit of noise removal, admittedly, but it's hardly nothing. Spring the tabs back. ISO 8000. Anything under 128,000 to 128,000 is pin sharp. Absolute. No hesitation in using it. 128,000 on the focused on the elephant. 160,000. See, that's still brilliant to me. 200,000, that's really good to me. 8,000. Let me just show you a little white balance tip. Yeah, I know the wall now is like a whitey cream colour, so if I click on it, I've now, even on a JPEG, and if I then click all of them, and it, now by the way, I'm not keeping these images, tick the white balance and the sharpening, we can synchronise, and you'll see now that we fix the white balance on every one of them pictures in a blink. 128,000 again. These shadows looking stunningly beautiful. Even 200,000, I mean, even that's unbelievable. And 512,000, looking a lot better when you get a better exposure. If you look at, is it this one? Let me go here. Even that doesn't look too bad. But you can see that getting a good exposure. By the way, these are all centered metered on the camera. Again, all these exposures are out of the camera, and you can see that the matrix metering on the new metering system's done a stunning job, but it does blow a few highlights. Anyway, these are absolutely stunning. I mean, God, for God's sake, you could go to a wedding and shoot JPEG with a decent picture style with a bit of sharpness and contrast and saturation, and more or less deliver them straight to your clients without worrying about any noise, because I can't ever see me having to go above ISO 128,000 at a wedding, you know, no matter how dark it is, because I've got good glass. I know I did at my previous job we did with the 6D, because I had an f4 lens, and I wanted to freeze the action as well because they were dancing around. But that's the only ever time. But I mean, look at that, 128,000 JPEG focused on the towel here, and it's absolutely spot on. And it was on the standard picture style, so that might be why it's just not zinging sharp. Maybe I should have just turned the sharpness up a bit and the saturation and stuff, but I don't really shoot JPEG that often, but I thought it'd have to be one of our tests. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please comment and subscribe.